Hey everyone, Cherie here. Today I'm going to be creating a layout using the beautiful Tori Kit from Felicity Jane. It is new for August 2020. And for this layout today, I'm using a sketch by one of our team members, Anna. It's an absolutely gorgeous design with all the florals around the photo. Perfect for the Tori Kit with this beautiful floral paper that was included in the kit. As you can see, I've already fussy cut some of the flowers from that to tuck in behind my photo. So they are here ready to go. I've chosen a really old photo of my daughter and her nana. She used to love serving her tea, which was just cold water from her little teapot, but the look on her face that she can, as she's looking at Nana drinking her tea, was just priceless. So I really want to get this one down on paper. I can't believe I haven't already scrapped it. Alright, so I've got some bits and pieces here ready to go. So you can see my florals there. I'm using the jumbo die cut alphabet for part of my title, and the rest of the title will be the puffy stickers from the kit, puffy alphabet stickers. Now, I've also got some journaling printed. On the sketch, there is a little tag up in this corner. I'm not going to add that to the corner. I'm going to make mine some hidden journaling. I just felt I wouldn't have enough space for my journaling up there. So I'm going to tuck this in behind the photo. So I've already printed that out. So I will cut that into a tag shape. And I've cut a little reinforcer piece using the Shea metal dies, the tag dies. I've just cut that out of the pink hearts paper from the kit, and that'll be going on the top of my tag there. So I will cut that into a tag shape off camera so you don't have to watch me doing that boring bit. Alright, I've also got some die cuts here. I've got a die cut label there. I've got that little scalloped piece as well. I do have the puffy stickers to use too. And I have already added one of the little tiny tags from the die cut shapes pack onto some twine, and I've added a little tassel. I think they were from the Joy Kit a little while ago, but I thought it just needed a little something to go with that tag, and I'm planning on just dangling that from the side of the photo using a paper clip. I'm hoping to use one of the stamps from the Tori Kit stamp set, this one here, the H with the happy word around the outside, so I've got that here ready to go too. I think I'm ready to get started. I'm actually going to put these strips here right across the bottom. So I'm going to extend those strips across the bottom of the page. And I'm thinking I may even center this photo a little bit more and move the title over to be centered as well. So that's what my thoughts are on this page so far. What I'll do is pop you on fast forward and show you how I'm going to put this one together. Okay, so to start off with, I'm going to add those two strips of paper across the very bottom of the page. So I'm just layering those together. I'm just tucking that striped piece in underneath the edge of that spotty piece. It was off the screen there, I apologise for that, but you can see that there. And now I'm just going to add my photo to that rectangular piece of green spotty paper that I've cut to size already. So just trying to centre that. And now I'm grabbing my sewing machine and I'm adding stitching to those papers at the bottom, or those strips at the bottom and around the edge. And I've also stitched around that tag. So I'm just going to punch the hole out of the center of that little reinforcer piece and add some twine. And now that tag is ready to use. I've just put that aside while I work on adding all these bits and pieces to the page. So I'm just arranging how I want those florals to sit, peeking out from underneath either side of the photo. I've got my large alphas to go underneath. These are 3 inches high, these alphas. I absolutely love them. I just want to make sure I've got enough space underneath because I want to add that moment word, and I'm thinking of adding a little bit of stamping down the bottom there as well. So I'm just playing around with this. I'm going to stick those flowers down into position. I'm just looking at how centered my photo is on the page. So the photo is not stuck down just yet. Okay, so just getting that flower under the right hand side. I do have this extra piece that's going to peek out the top, just adding a couple of little leaves to the top there. I've just trimmed off a little bit and tucked that in. And now this is where I've decided I want to put this stamp at the top left hand corner. That's that happy stamp. So first off, I'll stamp it onto some white cardstock to see how it goes. And now I'm trying here to stamp it directly onto the page, but I took too long to stamp it, so it's turned out really light. So I do have another go at stamping directly on top of that, but I wasn't happy with it. So I'm going to use that first image that I stamped on the white cardstock, punched it out using a circle punch, and I'm going to add that as another element at the top of the page there. So I don't mind that, that I've had to stick it over the top because it just helps to add another layer. Alright, so fiddling around again, getting this photo centered now. Just want to add this other little piece in. It didn't stick down before, so I've just stuck that into place. Alright, so now this is where I'm going to add that little happy piece at the top there. Just making sure I've got it in the right spot, and I'm going to just add a couple of staples to the side of that just for an extra bit of texture there. Alright, so a bit of double-sided tape down either side of the photo because I do want this to remain as a pocket so that I can tuck my tag in behind. So again, just grabbing my ruler to make sure it's centered on the page. Alright. Okay, so that's on there now. Now I'm looking at what else I can do. So I've decided to add a little bit of stitching in that top left-hand corner of the photo, and that just helps to secure that photo on the page as well. And my tag can now go in behind. I've decided those flowers on either side needed a bit of dimension, so I'm just adding a few of these foam dots underneath the edges of the flowers and the leaves. So I'm doing that on either side, and now I've got this label that I'm going to adhere just at the top there, so it's like it's creating a little cluster at the top left hand corner of the photo, and I don't need that chapter 8 phrase, so I'm just going to use this puffy sticker over the top which fits perfectly, which says memories. Alright, so I do have that little tag and the tassel that I'm just going to attach to the side of the photo using the mustard mini wide paper clip. So that's hanging down there, and now I'm going to start adding these jumbo alphas. I love that these come in all the different colours of the kit, so you can really mix and match how you want the colours to appear. Alright, so I've got some thin double-sided tape that fits perfectly on the back of these alphas. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just adding double-sided tape at the back of the H there, and now I'm going to add that to the page, and I'll continue doing that for the rest of those letters as well. Alright, so the happy word is now stuck down into place. I've got the moment word and that little scalloped piece that it's going at the bottom there. But before I stick those down, I'm going to do a little bit more stamping. So from the Denise stamp set, I've got the phrase better together. So I'm just going to add that just underneath where that scallop is. So I'm just using my pencil to make a little mark to give me a guide as to where I want to stamp this. And now I'm just going to go directly onto the page there, stamps up perfectly. And then from the Lindsay stamp set, I've got the stamp that says XOXOXO. So I'm going to add that just underneath that better together phrase. Okay, so I've done my little test stamp, going directly onto the page now, and that works out well as well. So now I can go ahead and add these other elements. So just adding a little bit of double-sided tape behind that scalloped piece, and then I can stick that on the page. And before I add those puffy stickers, the moment word, I'm going to add some stitching across this scalloped piece as well. So I just want to make sure that's straight. I'm using my T-square ruler to make sure that is straight. I had to make a little adjustment there. And now that is all good. So grabbing my sewing machine, I'm going to stitch across that green piece, and I've also now added those puffy stickers. So to finish off that little area there, I've got this little heart sticker from the Megan kit. These were called the Megan puffy stickers, and you can still get those in the shop. And now to finish off, I'm just going to add the year to that little tiny tag. It was 2012 when this photo was taken. So my Felicity Jane roller date stamp that I would normally use doesn't have that year on it. So I've just used one of my old date stamps for that. So giving you a closer look at the little details, you can see the stitching and the stamping there. There's that little tag with a staple on it as well. And there's those beautiful large jumbo alphas and that stamping down the bottom corner. So I've had so much fun creating this layout from the sketch today. If you'd like to join in the challenge, I'll pop a link to the blog post down below and you can go and check that out. We'd love to see what you create from the sketch too. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.